I don't know what's more insane, stripping another man's girl and holding her hostage, or cutting up a man's face and then pissing on him. Sikorsky is literally the most average Russian in all of anime. After somehow being caught by the authorities, Sikorsky the Death Row inmate would be imprisoned in a nuclear silo because no prison could actually hold him. But bro's such a menace that he somehow managed to climb his way out of this inescapable hellhole with just his fingertips alone. The entire Russian military began looking for him, but only found one of Sikorsky's victims, which is a Russian boxing champion who got turned into a pretzel by him. Sikorsky was also nice enough to let all of Russia know that he was heading to Japan to terrorize everyone.
Heading east. Today's defeat.
I don't know what he wrote it with, but I hope it's not what I'm thinking of right now. But at least he's walking to Tokyo instead of swimming there like the other Death Row inmates. Sikorsky would land in Japan, but the first thing on the list is to disrespect some motherfuckers. So after eavesdropping on a group of tough guys, Sikorsky thought it was funny to put a pile of plates on one of their heads, which caused one of the guys to lose their tempers. But this menaced Sikorsky impaled his hands and made him look like a grandma knitting a coat before playing tic-tac-toe on the man's face. Just by this, Sikorsky is already on his way to becoming an absolute menace. The guy gets taken away on a stretcher, crying and whining, while the other guy thinks he's him and tries to sucker punch one of the 4 menaces of the show, but also gets absolutely folded. Like Sikorsky teleported and blocked his punch using an iron bar, and you can see that the other guy was no joke when he literally turned it into dust. But all Sikorsky could say was, "Oh my god! Wow!" And then proceeded to give him that special 1-2 course meal, which got him begging on his knees like a prostitute. Bro would then get up and say, "You're gonna pay for that," thinking that he's some sort of main character, so Sikorsky had to humble his ass by doing that Mortal Kombat flying kick into his face, and then proceed to absolutely violate the man by playing tic-tac-toe on his face. I mean, look at that face. That's the face of a man who was violated. Now, if y'all think Sikorsky is a menace right now, wait until you see the next part. As Sikorsky was walking through the night, the victim he violated decided he wanted his ones back and began describing the ass whooping he received, in which Sikorsky responded by saying,
You want more of the same?
But suddenly, 2 big-ass guys are now behind him, and before he can react, they begin jumping him like he owes them money, while the other guy stands there as if he's not making the biggest mistake of his life, because he's about to regret ever trying to mess with Sikorsky. He should have taken the L when he had the chance, because Sikorsky is about to disrespect this man and violate him even more. Sikorsky is then brought to a boxing ring, where they plan to punish him for playing tic-tac-toe on their boss's face, in which the boss of these hooligans pulls out a gun and aims it at Sikorsky. Sikorsky then begins trembling, probably regretting the fact that he violated this man, or regretting the fact that he didn't violate him enough. Sikorsky is then shot and dies. Sikorsky is one of the biggest menaces of the show, so he devours the bullets and escapes before cutting up one of the guy's face and giving him 2 extra mouths to suck candy from. The other guy jumps in screaming, "Stop it, don't hurt him," but also gets annihilated when Sikorsky says, "You try kicking me? Give me those legs," before disabling the man for life. The guy who shot Sikorsky is like, "Damn, hey, I give up," and gets on his knees like he's about to give bro the Gok 3000 to avoid another one of Sikorsky's violations. But Sikorsky suddenly falls asleep and says, "You bitch for not avenging your goons," before doing a cartwheel onto bro's face and sending his ass tumbling like a bowling ball. He then begins crawling away and realizing only now that Sikorsky is literally him, in which no amount of Gok 3000 is going to save him. Sikorsky is now wielding a big ass barbell like Guts, and the guy is like, "No, wait. But Sikorsky is like, "Relax, it's just a light massage," and begins beating bro's ass with the barbell and send his ass flying across the room, and without warning begins throwing dumbbells at him. Sikorsky then unzips his pants. Oh, whoa, wait. Oh, okay, he's just gonna pee on him. Wait, he's pissing on him. The other guy suddenly wakes up. It's like, oh fuck no. But Sikorsky is like, "Let me finish my piss, bitch," and slices bro's neck before finishing, and then leaving like nothing ever happened. Now, Sikorsky is building up a lot of karma right now, so let's hope he doesn't do anything stupid, like messing with the main character's girl, Kozue. As Baki and his girl Kozue are making out in the middle of the street at night, Kozue would run home after being too flustered to help Baki with his PP training. She She gets home and lays in bed. As she's checking out how amazingly plain she looks, Sikorsky then appears in her room and grabs her and says, "Make a sound and you and your mother are gonna get violated." Like, bro doesn't understand that the last thing you want to do is mess with someone else's girl, especially the main characters, because that's a line you don't ever want to cross, even as someone else's enemies. Kozue is Baki's girl, so she's like the most protected woman in the world, so instead of complying and staying quiet, she decides, "Fuck no, who the fuck are you? I only listen to Baki," and screamed. Baki, the main character, suddenly comes in and smashes Sikorsky's face, but Sikorsky has never been humbled before, so he begins rambling on about how Baki is small and doesn't look like the strongest man in the world, in which Baki is like, "Shut the fuck up," and begins manhandling Sikorsky.
Oh man, you made a huge mistake setting foot in this house!
Sikorsky tries to fight back, but gets freaking thrown out of the house like a pile of garbage. But as Baki goes to pummel his face in, he suddenly disappears, because turns out, Sikorsky just stole Baki's girl and ran off with her. Literally. This absolute menace Sikorsky just kidnapped the main character's girl and is now laughing, not realizing the horrible mistake he just made. The guy he just trifled with is Baki, the guy who fought giants and monsters and cavemen, and the literal embodiment of a demon, Yujiro. Speaking of Yujiro, Sikorsky is now talking to him while Kozue is in the back, almost completely stripped of her clothes. Sikorsky is now having a staring contest with Yujiro and says, "I can take you, let's fight right now," before sitting down and saying,
It's weird. Suddenly I don't feel like fighting at all.
Sikorsky suddenly tries to sneak attack the literal strongest man in the world, but Yujiro's like, "Nah bro, I'm an absolute menace, you are not about to sneak attack me." After Yujiro roasted the hell out of this Russian, Sikorsky chooses to use his ultimate move, which is literally the most girly looking punch I've ever seen. But a big bodybuilder comes out of nowhere and grabs his arm like a little kid. Sikorsky is now whining and crying, like bro's being disrespected so badly right now. Sikorsky is then spun around, thrown like a rag doll, but he catches himself and challenges two of the strongest characters in Baki to a match, which is literally the worst mistake he can make because Yujiro literally violates men. Baki suddenly comes crashing in like the FBI and sees his girl all naked and tied up, which causes him to lose his shit, and then Baki goes absolutely beast mode and begins rampaging on Sikorsky. Like, Sikorsky blocks the punches but is suddenly pinned up against the glass, in which Baki continues his barrage of furious blows and sends Sikorsky tumbling down like Humpty Dumpty. Everyone pretty much begins to think Sikorsky is dead, but his ass returns like the Undertaker and says, "You done fucked up." Baki then tries to sneak attack Sikorsky, but he's like, "Weave," and then begins explaining how he defied physics and respawned up here. Sikorsky actually used his finger strength to grip onto the skyscraper to avoid dying, but he wants to act as if he didn't bleed and almost die from the fall. But Baki's like, "Shut the fuck up, I'ma throw your ass out again." Sikorsky begins fighting Baki, in which Baki blocks some of the punches, but Sikorsky is like, "Let me sprinkle some glass in your eyes," and proceeds to headbutt Baki's hand, causing it to bleed because bro was actually hoarding thumbtacks in his hair. Sikorsky then does his special flying kick into Baki's face, sending him flying like 50 feet, in which Baki is absolutely baffled by the insanity, which is Sikorsky. The police suddenly break in to cuck us, which causes Sikorsky to jump out of the window, acting like he's not about to have a horrible time trying to catch himself. I thought Sikorsky would finally get humbled, but bro's ego just keeps on growing. Sikorsky is now showering and bathing, but I'll blur out the goth so y'all don't feel tempted to cheat on Retsu. Baki then suddenly appears to get revenge for Kozue. Like, when Baki gets his shorts on, you know it's over for whoever got him angry. Sikorsky then tries to put his pants back on, but Baki's like, "Nah, fuck that, I'ma whoop your ass. Fat naked." Baki says this to humiliate him, just like how he did to his girl Kozue. Sikorsky is like, "Alright bro," and tries to explain why he'll never lose his fight with his Johnson out. But Baki's like, "Shut your ass up," and got bro looking like a skinwalker. Sikorsky is now about to get that prison treatment and begins getting his shit rocked whenever he tries to activate Talk no Jutsu.
More ducking, less talk.
Sikorsky then tries to throw a bucket at Baki, but Baki's like, "Get your ass on," and puts a bucket over his head, maybe to shield him from the oncoming blows that he's about to be dishing out. After getting rocked badly, Sikorsky turns CGI and begins to pull the bucket out of his head. But Baki's like, "Does your head hurt?" Before kindly proceeding to smash his balls into oblivion and says, "Don't worry about your headache, worry about your balls." Sikorsky now looks at Siren Head and begins screaming like a little girl. I would as well, because damn, those nuts are bleeding. Like, no more kids for you, buddy. After Sikorsky fell asleep, a big bodybuilder comes in to arrest Sikorsky, but Sikorsky for some reason kicked him in the jaw full force. But the bodybuilder guy devours it like nothing, causing Sikorsky to reconsider his life choices. Sikorsky, after sizing him up, goes full crackhead mode on bodybuilder guy, but it doesn't even leave a damn scratch, because this bodybuilder guy is actually Biscuit Oliver, literally one of the strongest characters in the series. So with one punch, Biscuit Oliver sends Sikorsky flying out of the building, causing him to land outside, butt naked in front of everyone. Sikorsky, what the hell? That was not menace activities. His ass also got arrested in the most embarrassing way possible. Like, look at bro. Oh nah.
Meet Sikorsky.
Why is he naked?
After that horrendously embarrassing defeat, Sikorsky would disappear off the face of the planet, and while Baki was absolutely mauling an old man and attempting to break his arm, Sikorsky would appear out of nowhere and attempt to jump Baki, but Baki went weave and did a sick flip. When Baki saw the face of Sikorsky, he could see how angry this man was. Like, bro finally dropped that pretty boy look and went full homeless mode. He then tried to punch Baki using his special zesty ass punch, but Baki just stood there menacingly and said, "I barely had a move to avoid your zesty ass punch. Now I'm about to beat both of your asses with the most friendly face possible." The old man gets up like, "Bro, Baki has completely changed. We gotta jump him." Because Baki did actually change. He stopped being a wuss and did his PB training with Kozue all day and night. Which is crazy because these two were non-stop fucking for days. Which probably caused Baki to unlock his new form, PP trained Baki. So Sikorsky and this old man decide to jump Baki together. But suddenly, Kozue is like, "Baki, wait a minute, ain't no way these goofy ass losers trying to jump you. Oh fuck no." But Baki's like, "Nah, kitten, these guys ain't beating me," and approached them saying, "Try me, bitch," and picked up Sikorsky with one hand and threw his ass into the other guy. Bro, Sikorsky, when are you gonna stop being disrespected? Baki approaches them like an absolute menace and says,
You two like getting bitch slapped?
before slapping both Sikorsky and the old man like a freaking pimp does to his hoes and begins scolding their ass like a disappointed father. These hooligans attempted to jump the main character again, but just end up looking goofy. Like Sikorsky punched his own teammate and then got fucked up by Baki. After these guys finally woke up from their nap, Baki stopped giving a fuck and just picked up his girl and started running, leaving Sikorsky and the old man looking goofy as hell. I honestly don't know how Sikorsky is gonna fumble the bag even more than he already has. At least he's giving people PTSD and having people question their whole entire life choices. But that's not gonna matter now because he just encountered one of the biggest menaces in all of anime. Like, if you ask someone, "Who are you?" and they respond by menacingly grinning at you, it's about time you skedaddle out of there. As Sikorsky is led to a bathroom to be touched, the big guy throws a punch at him, which makes him almost shit himself. So he jumps up and grabs onto a water sprinkler with his insane grip and begins kicking bro, but somehow misses all of them. Like, how big does your target need to be until you stop missing Sikorsky? Because bro wants to be a goofy hanging like a monkey from the ceiling. This big guy slams his fist into him and sends him flying.
Hey, baby. Sorry, my stupid phone battery died on me.
While a regular Japanese citizen was talking to his hoes, Sikorsky stepped inside looking like he just seen a ghost because this big ass guy is coming for him, and after they both step into the phone booth in which they begin throwing hands and fighting it out, in which Sikorsky seems to be the only one punching and kicking, using the small space to limit the big guy's movements. The Japanese guy is absolutely terrified, and so would I, because imagine two big ass foreigners fighting it out right in front of you as you're talking it to your host. Sikorsky thinks he's winning the fight, but the big guy loads up a punch and blasts it towards him, which narrowly misses but scares Sikorsky enough to say, "Nah bro, it's him," and tries running away but gets an uppercut from hell, sending the entire phone booth flying into space. I feel bad for the poor Japanese citizen because these buff-ass gorillas are now lying on top of him. The big guy makes sure Sikorsky is fucked up by delivering another punch, sending the entire phone booth rolling. He then gets out nonchalantly and gets a pat on the back by one of Sikorsky's victims. So you know Sikorsky is done for. Soon Sikorsky is taken to an underground fighting arena where only menaces participate. This big ass guy turns out to be Jack Hama, the ultimate nibbler and the guy who is about to violate Sikorsky and make him lose all of his aura. Before the fight even starts, Sikorsky is staring at bro's muscles like, damn, I'm about to really get cooked. He then starts screaming, "Roar!" before charging at Jack Hama, looking like he's about to tackle his ass, but instead try to use a zesty ass punch on him, which barely leaves a mark, but distracts Jack Hama long enough for him to use his special move called "Get Your Ass Home" kick to the face and tackles him, but realizes that, damn, this boy heavy as fuck. Jack Hama suddenly lifts his ass up in the air and says, "I eat those," and throws Sikorsky across the ring like a football, crashing into the fence like an idiot. Sikorsky is once again on his knees in front of another man like he's about to give him the Gok 3000. Sikorsky is then kicked into the audience, but steals an old man's cane, which for some reason is hella sharp, and begins attacking Jack Hama with it. Everyone is like, damn, this motherfucker Sikorsky just stabbed him, but Jack Hama actually just stands there, unfazed. Sikorsky is like, oh hell nah, and tries throwing a freaking nail at this monster Jack, but he begins nibbling on it and sucking it. Sikorsky is like, damn, he's really the throat goat. The Gok, what the fuck did I roll, bro? What the fuck did I write, bro? But before Sikorsky can ask what the mouth do, Jack Hama randomly leaves and trades places with a strangely happy-looking veteran, like it's a WWE matchup. Everyone begins bullying the veteran, but he suddenly gives everyone that "I'm gonna touch you" grin and scares the entire audience by screaming, "Ain't no party like the Diddy party." The veteran suddenly begins pulling out weapons and shit, but is like, nah, I don't need those, and begins earthbending, which causing teeth to launch into Sikorsky's arms, which is absolutely freaking disgusting. Sikorsky gets absolutely violated by the veteran, and after countless barrages of whatever that move was, the veteran is now shirtless, all sweaty and oiled up for Sikorsky, in which Sikorsky is pretty much done for as the veteran begins throwing sand into the air like a freaking toddler, in which after everything clears, the veteran is somehow now invisible, which is literally the result of Baki logic. I don't know what the hell was going on here, but neither does Sikorsky. Sikorsky is now playing a freaking horror game and begins getting assaulted and violated by the veteran, in which he loses all of his aura the moment he begins crying, and to make it worse, he curls up into a ball, shaking and trembling. Like, bro, I've never seen such violation in my life. This shit is so disrespectful that even Yujiro said it was too far. I'm sorry to break it to all of y'all, but Sikorsky is not a menace no more, okay? I'm gonna put him at crazy tier because that shit was just sad, bro. But if you like Baki and also want to become strong, then you definitely need a 100 kg gripper and a Baki t-shirt in your arsenal. Here's me using it, and here's what it looks like.